building up to the second day of the World Cup, and we're delighted to say legendary manager, icon of English football, and Pep Guardiola's best mate, Neil Warnock, all-round good egg, joins us now. Neil, good morning,
Neil.
And happy World Cup to you.
Morning, lads. Yeah, same to you too.
I'm
sure Gabby will be all right. These 2 o'clock in the morning jobs.
I know, mate. Straight from the nightclub, Neil.
Neil, how excited are you about the World Cup? I just wonder, because the kick-off times, we're not going to get to see every single game unless you stay up and set your alarm. But I just can't wait for England to start.
Well, it's been a blessing in disguise for me because I've had a new hip. I've had a new metal hip 3 weeks ago, so I can't do anything for 6 weeks. So it's been perfect.
So sit and watch the TV. Sit and watch all the football.
Yeah. But I don't know about 2 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. I think I'm not overly keen on that bit.
Okay.
But listen, I'm quite pleased. Like our lot, Jace. I think even with Gareth's time, I think centre half against the good sides we've always struggled. But I just think these lads just can get better each game. I've got a good feeling about them. I know. I thought the other night with Reece James and O'Reilly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched O'Reilly. He's going to be a hell of a player, this lad. And I think that I was quite pleased with what Tuttle did in that respect. And in midfield, as good as anything. I think that we all doubted, or the press did, all doubting Bellingham in the last few months and what's happened over there and all this. But I'll tell you, he's going to be the best him again. He's going to come to the top. He's going to be like, what do you call it? Cream always rises to the top. Yeah. Anderson with him and Rice. I think, I know Morgan is done really well, but I just think Bellingham's going to be our man.
I think when you look at Bellingham, especially like the last game, he started the game and within the first 10 seconds, he'd pressed the ball and he went out for a throw-in, and that sets the tempo, doesn't it? But something about him, Neil, I'm with you. It's like he knows that this country should be winning World Cups, and he's got that bite about him when I watch him play.
It's just the arrogance. I love the arrogance. I must tell you, when he was at Birmingham, I remember playing against him. I think he was 16 years. I had a good, tough lad in midfield, and I said, "Listen, you're playing against a kid tonight. Just sort him out. Normal thing. Get stuck in, and he'll not want to know." And he actually ran the game, and I was watching him. I was thinking, bloody, I've never seen anybody like this at that age. He's amazing, he was.
You need the character. See, people sometimes, in football, you need an arrogance about you, all right?
Yes.
And to do what he's done at an age that he is, go to Germany, now he's gone to one of the biggest, if not the biggest club in the world, and he knows, he feels like he belongs there. That takes a certain confidence and arrogance. And I think sometimes, Neil, it can be misinterpreted by the public that there's an arrogance that they don't quite understand.
No, I think it is by the public, but I think managers, you want that bit of arrogance from players like him, because if you're going to win anything, your top players have got to come forward, and he's that one that when he's on fire, he knows he can do anything he wants in that middle. And I just love that, mate. I watched him in that 90 minutes, and I thought he was the one that really pleased me more. Even though I'm glad that we've gone back to the wide lads. I love the wide lads. Gordon, Mediocre, Saka, Rashford. In playing them four, they could win us the bloody cup if they all get a finger out.
I think as well for me, Neil, in the last 6-7 months, all I've heard is, from some people in the media, idiots, I might call them, Bellingham. No, look what Thomas Tuchel said. He's made other players feel like they can't play, the pressure he puts on them. I'm like, if you're a senior pro and Bellingham's affecting your game, then you need to have a word of yourself. Because why don't you look at what he's doing in his game, his passion, his arrogance in a way that I want to win things. I want to win things for my club. I want to win things for my country.
I just think Tuchel was very clever, Gabby. I do, honestly. By leaving him out and then not sorting out. I think he knew that he was going to be the man, and he'll wait and bring him into this when they get together in this World Cup. He'll have been telling him how good he is, and I just think he's done a good job with him.
Why can't we love our players and build them up instead of people trying to tear them down before a tournament?
Gabby, we don't in England. We don't in England. I remember I used to, a couple of times, the press write the stories before the end of the game.
Yeah.
You know, they've already got 2 stories lined up for what they're going to do, and then they just change odd line here or there.
Yeah,
But not all of them. Not all of them. There's some good lads, but you know, a lot of them just that's what they want. They want controversy. They want to sell papers, and unfortunately, the players get it. But you know, when you're at that level, you know you're going to get some stick, don't you? Here and there. I mean, we haven't talked about. I think what a great World Cup. Ronaldo, Messi, Modric.
I know.
Yeah.
I just think I think I might come back myself here. You know.
Neil, I want to ask you about a lad that I've watched closely. I've seen him up close and play against Chelsea. Is Elliot Anderson. Now there's a reason why Man City are bidding a huge amount of money. Whether he's worth it or not is down to people's interpretation. But I think he could well be the glue in the middle of the park that we kind of missed alongside Rice. And I don't know what you think of him, Neil, but he's a hell of a player, the boy.
We even when I went up there to Pep to train and everything, we talked about him. I mean, I think he's worth 120 million. Me, I do honestly. I think he's the one player. I know it's silly money, but I think he's the one player that can win you things at that level because he's so calm and he sees a pass. He sees that pass when you're making a run through. He's got everything in his locker, and he's only going to get better. So I think if they get him, I don't think there'll be any stopping him, mate.
What about Portugal, Neil? Do you think Ronaldo should be starting? You know, people out there are saying that, you know, Gonzalo Ramos should start or Leao should start. Ronaldo at his age, has he got the legs to start a game? What do you think?
I think the manager's the one to decide that, really. Yeah. He'll be talking to him. He won't just be another player. He'll be talking to him every day and in training, and he'll get a vibe. Yes, there's pressure on the manager, but I think the manager will still pick what he thinks is the best starting 11. Whether he's in there, I don't know. You know, I just look around and
it's hard to leave him on the bench, though, isn't it, Neil? Ronaldo.
Well, it is, but you know, I think sometimes you've got to make these decisions. It's only like Messi as well. I mean, how will you put Messi on the bench?
No way.
It's one of them things, isn't it? I think it's going to be interesting, not just for the players, but for the managers. And hey, I tell you what, we haven't spoke about. I was right pleased. You know, Scotland.
Yep.
Ben Gannon Doak.
Good player, isn't he?
I don't know where he come from, me, but when he got the ball at that last game, I thought, hey, they've got a chance of qualifying here if this lad keeps fit. I thought down that right-hand side with Icky, I thought they were superb. So all my mates up in Scotland, hey, at least my mates up in Scotland, Gabby, they'll not have a problem if it's 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Won't know the difference.
They'll just be going home about 7 in the morning.
Neil, before we let you go, mate, I just want to know what your thoughts are. What can England do? What should we do? And look, you need a little bit of good fortune. You might need a refereeing decision. You might need players to stay fit. You know, there's all sorts of scenarios in knockout football. But how do you think Tuchel will do?
I think he'll do all right. I mean, we've always done all right, and I think we had a better chance with the draws with Gareth. You know, I was just disappointed when we missed out at the end. I just didn't think we were positive enough. Whereas I think Tuchel will be. But you look at Argentina, Spain, France. And then Portugal, for me, are the one that's got a chance. And we're going to have to be right on the top notch of our game. Agreed. Everybody's got to, I remember was it the last tournament where Harry didn't do very well at all?
Yes.
But if he carries on his form like he is, I just think it's exciting that he comes off and then Bellingham goes forward. I just think we're difficult to mark. So we have a chance. I'll be very surprised. If we come home with it. Yes. But I hope I'm wrong.
Neil, I was going to say, Neil, you be careful with that hip. Yeah. My dad had the same, and it got really infected. So keep an eye on it, mate.
Oh, thank you. You're such a positive person, Gabby. You.
No dancing, Neil. No going out till 4 a.m. dancing. All right, on that hip.
Thanks for that. Cheers,
Top man, Neil.
Top man. Cheers, bud. Neil Warnock, the legendary football manager. Still to come here, eh?
Small man. He had the hip operation.
No, but don't say that to me.
And he got infected. I'm saying keep an eye on the signs.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah. I think it's one of the big operations that do get infected.
You don't want to get infected.
Yeah. I've done my sign.
I need
How many hips do you need? 3?
I need 3 hips.